listen to Harrison yell at me. Okay, number 10. You started it, is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, you helped me figure out what to do to take the antiderivative yesterday,
but then you got stuck.
Yeah.
So, I have dy over radical y equals 4 ln of x over x dx. Is that where we were? Is that what we did?
Yeah, I put the 4 with the y.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. It doesn't matter.
Is it easier if it's...
Yeah.
Okay.
So this,
It's number 2, right?
4 right there. All right, antiderivative is what I have to do, right? This, don't I? Isn't this 1/4 y to the negative 1/2 dy?
Yes.
What's the antiderivative of that?
1/8 to the negative...
1/2 y to 1/2. 1/2 y to 1/2.
Oh yeah, it gives me more. Okay.
Everybody agree with that? Is equal to, now, for this side, don't I actually have 1 over x ln of x? I'm going to let u equal 1 over x, so du is ln of x. All right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So what I actually have here is the integral of u du. And what's the antiderivative of that?
U2 over u squared over 2.
Yeah.
Okay. U squared over 2. So what I have is, this is radical y over 2 equals
2 over x squared.
1/2, what?
2 over x whole squared, right?
Times 1 over x squared. Is that right? What's wrong?
Make it 1 over 2x.
You can, yes. Plus c.
Oh, I always say this one.
Now, what do I know? Y is 1, x is e. I'm kind of,
Cool. Yeah, you are.
rethinking what I did. I guess I can get here this way. So this is 1/2 equals 1 over 2e squared plus c, right?
Yeah.
So 1/2 minus 1 over 2e squared equals c. And, okay, I'm going to pause here just a minute because I told you I was rethinking what I did. What if I'd have gone up here and I would have said u is ln of x. What is du?
Oh. Du is,
Would that have been easier?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I did that right. It's the derivative of 1 over x, ln of x?
Yeah.
Okay.
wait,
But what if I'd have gone it the other way?
you can go with it the other way.
Why not?
And the anti.
Wait,
Yeah, and I knew
Yeah.
it.
The derivative of ln of x isn't 1 over x. It's, somehow.
E.
Yeah.
What's the derivative of ln of x?
No, that's right. But the derivative,
I think the first one is.
yeah,
I think the first one isn't right either. I don't think that one's right.
Darn.
or counter it. Run it back.
Okay.
So just skip 10.
Run back.
No, so we're back to here, right?
Bracket squared to.
Only, aren't we here? Because this is getting so ugly. Isn't this ln of x squared, right? Plus c?
From there.
So now, y is 1, and x is e, right? So 1/2 equals, what's c? Oh, I like this way much better. That was my fault there.
Whoa.
All good.
1/2. Equals 1/2. C equals 0. Are we recording?
Good. I'm sure. I will be watching them.
Okay? So I have radical y over 2 equals 1/2 ln of x squared, right? And I want to solve for what?
Why?
Why?
So is radical y equal to ln of x squared? Squared. I don't know why I put a 4. Squared. Right?
Then radical it.
So just y equals ln of x.
So y, no. Don't I square both sides?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
why?
had it right originally.
Well, no, because I had radical y.
You were thinking too far ahead.
I was. Sorry about that mess up in there. Sometimes my brain doesn't engage before I start the show. Do you have that
I
problem?
definitely understand that.
My brain just doesn't engage at all.
Okay, that was number 10. Now what?
24.
What did you say, Luke?
Yes, 14. I would agree with that.
14. Y sub 0 equals 60. I thought I worked one just like this yesterday.
Well, not with the y to y 10.
Oh. Y10 equals 30.
So y equals y squared.
How many times? That's the one.
Then you would plug it in.
Yeah. Do we overlook it?
So do I know, I'm using this, y equals y sub o e to the kt, right? I know y sub o, and I know y when k is 10. Yes. So don't I have 30 equals 60 e to the 10k? K, because t is 10. Right? 10, yeah. K is 10, or t is 10. This means t is 10 and y is 30. So now, could I solve for K? And then once I solve for K, I go back to this and fill K in. What? What's your question?
I'm just trying to think. So,
It's not named, right? So, well, we don't put it.
I might have forgot my question somewhere here.
24?
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a certain formula that we use?
Well, we use this same formula, y equals y sub o e to the kt, yes. Yes. We use that.
Also, I was gonna ask, does T always have to be in years?
Do what you were doing?
No,
So it can be any unit.
but if it's not years, they will specify what it is.
Okay, so you just have to make sure you keep track of what the unit is.
Yeah.
Wait, so our formula at the end, it doesn't have.
Okay.
Oh, here goes that.
Yeah, it doesn't have T or Y.
It has, you fill in y sub o and k.
Okay.
I'm confused. Oh, sorry.
What?
How do you find K on 24?
That's where I'm getting.
I was gonna ask. So, how does the half-life formula that you showed us have anything to do with the dy over dt stuff?
Well, if you know k, you can find the half-life.
What if you don't know k?
Yeah,
Then you'll have to find it.
If they give you the half-life, you can solve for K.
Does that happen on 22?
Yeah. Right?
So it's k. What is 65 equal? Is that ln2 over 65? That's how you find k?
All right.
So half-life also doesn't have to be in years.
All right, can we go to 24? I'm using this formula. Y equals y sub o e to the kt. And on 24, if I have 10,000 after 3 years, right? Does 10,000 equal y sub o e to the 3k, right? So also, do I have 40,000 equals y sub o e to the 5k? Right? So do you think I could set this equal? Could we what? And solve for k?
Could we do like a...
What is that word? Y sub o? What are you saying?
Y sub o.
What is that word?
Original y.
Y sub o?
Y sub o.
Okay, I was confused.
Yeah.
Could we do like where you said, where you use 1,000 as y sub o and do 2 hours as your time?
Did you try that?
No, I was thinking about it.
I don't know, because it is, you probably could find k. Do you want to try it that way? Did you hear what she said? Could we let our Y sub O be 10,000 and our Y be 40,000? Two?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm not sure if it will work. We will try it.
What do we do?
No, let's not do it.
Well, I'll let you know.
If we get it right,
10,000
then you don't get to use the answer.
e to the 2k. So 4 equals e to the 2k. ln of 4 equals 2k. Tell me what ln of 2 is.
2 is 0.600.
So, and you got the same answer both times?
Yeah.
Okay, so it works. So k is ln of 4 over 2. That worked perfect. Well, what they did is they solved for y sub o and then set them equal to each other.
Oh, you like?
Solve this for y sub o and this for y sub o and set them equal to each other.
All we were looking for is K. Or we were looking for
And that allows you to find k.
Yeah.
So then, do you need to use one of them with K to find Y sub O?
What are we looking for?
It says
how many bacteria were present
Initially,
initially?
yes. So now we know k. Can I go back and plug it in and find y sub o?
Yeah.
Because let's go to the first one. It's smaller, I like it better. So 10,000 equals y sub o e to the 3 ln of 4 over 2.
Are we supposed to use that exact number then?
Divide 10,000 by this. What did you get? You got what?
I got 1250.
I got 1250.
I got 4808.
I got 8.
Guys, you divided 10,000
You got
by this number right here. Are you sure?
1255.
I got 7.
You got what?
1250.
Yeah, they're not getting the same thing. 1,250, 1,250 original bacteria. Right?
What is that much bacteria?
I'm still typing.
Now what?
2060.
26.
Why did I not get the same answer?
So that was
Well,
it?
apparently you didn't put it in your calculator right.
Do we have to put it back in there?
Where's the E?
I got 1250.
1250 bacteria.
And on A, did you get 138.63?
Yeah.
Okay, on 26A, would you use a half-life formula to find the half-life? That's where it comes in. Okay?
So
You said, where do we use that? Somebody did?
negative, that was me. The negative 0.005 is K.
Yes, because that's the formula. Does that make sense? All right.
And you can't have a negative half-life. But if it's negative, it just means it's died.
What number is this?
26B.
And is that in years,
Which one?
the half-life?
It tells us.
26.
Oh, days.
Yeah. It always tells us. We don't have to guess what that is. Okay, on B, your sample will not be useful to you after 95% of the radioactive nuclei present on the day the sample arrives has disintegrated. How many days after the sample arrives will you be able to use it? So, what is my final amount? But isn't it 0.05? Because that's what's left. isn't it?
I don't even know the pi to A.
Well, you should have listened. Equals, if I use this, isn't my original amount, I'm saying my original amount's 1. So I don't have to write y sub o is 1. E to the negative point, is it 2 zeros?
Yes.
Right? What am I solving for?
T.
T.
That's it.
So we basically use that formula for like a bunch of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think that's what I was,
Anything that is changing exponentially uses that formula. Can you solve that for T?
Is it it's got the exact same.
I got 599
599 what? Days.
What are you wrong?
That's a lot of days.
Ellen.
Well, it's really not, because it's like not even 2 years. So when you look at it that way, how much ever I paid for it in a year and a half is going to be all gone. So I better use it, get it used up if I'm using it for whatever. What?
Just get the exact same.
You have that.
Yes.
Did you say ln of 0.05 equals negative 0.005
Oh,
t?
it was 0.05?
Oh,
Okay.
did you lose a 0?
I did 0.5.
Well, that'll make a difference. 95% leaves 0.05.
Yes. That makes sense.
Now what?
30.
30. An aluminum beam was brought from the outside into a machine shop where the temperature was used Newton's law of cooling. Do you have Newton's law of cooling?
No.
Why don't you?
Do we?
Yeah. Did you watch the video yesterday?
I watched the first part.
Isn't this it? Thank you. If you notice, it's a lot like the last formula. This part, all I do is put the temperatures in. K is always negative because it's going down. So they put that in the formula, but you have to realize that that's what it means. So, let me see. What do we know? T sub s is 65, isn't it? And after 10 minutes, it's, what's 35? Which one? Huh? T? Okay. So, 35 minus 65 equals T sub O minus 65 e to the negative 10K. Don't I know? Is that what I know?
Is this another one like the one we just did where you,
Right, so let's go back. If I let the original temperature be 35 and my new temperature be 50, could I find K? Does that make sense to you?
So we're gonna do two.
He would still be 10, right?
He would still be 10. But this would now be 50, wouldn't it? And let my original be 35?
So we're gonna solve two of them and then.
Well, what I'm going to do is help the 10 minutes that I let it set in there, use that as my original and my final. That way I can find K.
Okay.
So I'm here. So negative 15 equals negative 30 e to the negative 10k.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
So 1/2 equals e to the negative 10k. ln of 1/2 equals negative 10k. You've got to make sure k is negative, is what happens.
Because the same rate, it's like changing exponentially from when it starts to the middle as it is the middle to the. Oh, okay.
Right, right.
You mean that K has to be negative at the end? Or,
Yeah, well, because it's going down, so k needs to be negative. That's why I put negative in the equation.
oh, so like when I get K equals, it's not negative?
Right. But when I put it in my equation,
Yeah.
I have to put it in as negative. What did you get for K? Could I say it is also ln of 1/2 over 10? Well, yeah, because it's going to be, would you agree with that? It wouldn't matter, that's what I'm saying. K has to be negative. I don't care what K is. When I put it in my equation, I have to put it in as, it has to be a negative in there. So since I've got a negative in the equation, I don't have to make it negative twice.
Well, whenever you multiply it out, it's not. Unless you did it by
Right. You're right. So now can I find the original temperature? By going back to my equation right here and filling in K? So I have negative 30 over e to the negative 10k plus 65 equals T sub O? Is that what you came up with?
You 165
Plus 65.
Do this rounded to 3 places, or just like the nearest.
That gave the nearest temperature.
Okay.
What'd you get?
5.
Yeah. What? We got 5.
Did you do .069?
I just did out 1 over 10.
Oh wait, that should. If you do.
I got 8.
You should have negative 59.811 and then add 65 to it.
I got 5 calculations.
On 26B, does it also want us to do it in days? Or do we need to include the decimal?
It rounded to whole day. But if you gave me a decimal, I wouldn't count it wrong because it wasn't specific how it wanted it.
Well, I would turn it.
It says for about how many days, so. Now what, guys?
Trying to figure out the ones that I had questions on
Yeah.
now that I have
You you understand.
Okay, so do you want to hold there and then finish questions tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah,
You want to work now?
sure. Yeah.
Okay.